Welcome to the Pulse of the Heartland podcast.
I do, David. I do.
What what I miss?
Look at David's shot.
Oh, we haven't even started yet. Come on,
David. I love it.
We're already getting into arguments. 3 seconds in.
Oh, no argument here.
Joey says, "Knock, knock." Is he here? Joey. Yeah.
I think he gets off on lying to us.
He does.
I think we're going to switch pod. Hey, I'm not going to be on all week, and he is on within 30 seconds of us starting this fucking thing.
I was on 2.5 minutes ago. I opened a beer. You motherfuckers, I left at 5:30 this morning instead of 6, just so I could make it on time. Didn't eat dinner. Didn't eat lunch. Stopped only to piss and get gas and get some Coors Light. Keep talking shit. Go fuck yourself.
It's all about you. It's all about you, isn't it, Joey?
And I miss you, motherfuckers.
There we go.
Well,
there it is. There's the love.
Yes. Well, now that we're all here, welcome to the funcast. It's Monday night, everybody's favorite night, right? So, Joey, you're here. Hit us with the socials, please.
Oh God, I'm not prepared at all. Oh, Twitter and Instagram are at Heartland Pulse. Search us on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Pulse of Heartland. We'll probably be announcing somewhere else. You can find us here in a little bit, and we're on all your major podcast platforms.
Very nice. All right. Well, Joey, you're drinking Coors Light. Where are you at tonight?
I just got to Beaumont, Texas at 8:00. Checked into my hotel. Hotel Wi-Fi doesn't work. If I sound shitty, I'm sorry. I'm on my hotspot on my phone. So we'll see how long this goes. If I start cutting out,
you look amazing. You really look amazing.
You do.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I wish I could hang a banner or two. Oh, wait, yeah. Hawks one. I can, I suppose. Maybe we'll see if this slows me down or not. But anyway, yeah. Good to see y'all. I really wasn't planning on doing anything this week. I wasn't planning on being any podcast.
So this is just bonus Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I left a half hour early, hoping that maybe I could make like the end of this, and then I just decided skip lunch, skip breakfast, skip dinner, just get here.
It's called dedication right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm not going to act like I didn't eat anything at gas stations, but I didn't stop to eat. So,
but did you stop at a Buc-ee's?
There were none on this end of the trip. On the way home, traveling back from Corpus will be about 6 of them. So yes, I will stop at a Buc-ee's.
Perfect. Stop at all 6 of them.
I might.
All right. Well, Clark, what are you drinking down there?
I've got the tropical punch rolling. I didn't quite have time to go mix myself a batch of margaritas, so.
Yeah, that's right. You're down to just tequila, aren't you?
I got a small selection of whiskey left, very limited. So.
Right.
But you got wedding beers left.
Just a few. Just a few. Those are more for weekends. I mean, we're working on Monday night. It's all about hard liquor on Monday.
Tough day at work, Clark?
Nah.
Sound like Garfield. You just hate Mondays over there.
Yeah.
Had lasagna for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Took a nap on his favorite bed on the floor.
Yeah.
It's a rough day.
Did you swap in Kenyon Drake tonight? That is the most important question.
Nope.
No, I did not.
This guy did. This motherfucker did. Oh yeah.
I'm in 8th too. I could have used some points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Aaron Jones and God, who the fuck? I had another running back that did terrible. Oh, Josh Jacobs, because he did well.
That's what you get for taking a player on the Packers offense. Okay.
I know. No shit.
Bryant, what are you drinking?
Back Pocket Clone Fest. We got Cyclone basketball going on tonight, man.
Yes.
Wrestling season.
Get this. We've scored 60 points, and there's still 10 minutes left in the game. Offensive powerhouse.
That's more points than Iowa State scored in a lot of games last year.
Yep.
Didn't you guys get some stud transfer?
We got a couple one from St. Bonnie, but they were like defensive players. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't really kept track on who's scoring right now, But holy shit, if we can just rely on at least 1 to 2 consistent shooters, that is going to open it up so much. I don't know if we'll Sweet 16 this year necessarily, from what I've heard on people that actually know a lot about basketball, but it's good that we have some freaking offense. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, what are you drinking?
I'm with going back to the Pendleton rye, that good stuff there.
There you go.
Excuse me.
I don't know if okay, here we go. There we go. I was frozen on, so I didn't know if I was actually coming through. Beautiful color right there.
There you go.
Oh,
Trent,
Trent,
what
you're
about
the
you?
only one, aren't you? What are you doing?
I'm not drinking anything. I am on call tonight. So
Well,
if I just up and leave, you'll know I'm going to the hospital to save somebody's life in the nuke med department.
Did you like my snap about lung VQs today?
Yeah, 600,000. That's like you said, 600,000 to me. We only did 2 of them today.
That's it. Yeah,
That's it.
Way too. 600,000 is 600,000 too many.
Yeah. I shouldn't open my mouth. So we've only done 2, but the night is still young. Yeah.
You have a shortage. You can't work now.
Yeah, I might as well take call every night if there's going to be a shortage and I can't go in on call. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, boys, let's hop into this thing. And Ryan, I'll let you take it away here.
All right, I'll try my best here. So I know a couple weeks ago, we announced we're with Let's Go Sport. Yeah, Let's Talk Sport. Sorry, Let's Talk Sport. Still part of that. However, shut up, Joey. Now, this week we joined a partnership also with In the Zone Sports, which is a new media company. I'm very excited for this. We've the vision that the founder has is pretty awesome. He's already got quite a few writers on it for NFL writing. Has a WWE wrestling writer that I know Joey's planning on doing stuff with. Same thing. We're not changing anything of ours. The big thing now is we really have a ton of resources. The other thing is we start monetizing. We'll actually start making some money off of this thing here, I believe, in the near future, or sometime future here. So a lot of awesome sources. Joey and I, the founder of this, his name is Dylan Rush. He's out of Tennessee, Nashville area, kind of. Joey and I talked to him earlier today. He is going to join us next Monday, actually, to kind of talk about his vision and stuff like that, what his plan is for this. So yeah, it's very excited about this. Hopefully it grows into something awesome.
There you go. That was the big announcement.
I don't know if potting will be the same if we actually make money from this, though.
Yeah.
You know,
we
don't have the underdog mentality.
We might actually get better equipment, have better quality stuff.
Wait, you mean my $30 camera from Walmart that has 3 light settings isn't good enough for you? Come on.
Yeah. Well, mine's built into my laptop, so there you go.
And the best light setting on the camera is called gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
blinding me too. There we go.
We'll post their stuff, but In the Zone has a website that's up and running. I know he's hiring some social media coordinators. He's going to hire somebody to do the web developing also to get the website going more. Yeah, this dude is he's very motivated, very driven to get this thing going. I believe today he said he's got someone to help with funding and all that too. So this is awesome. Really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Like I said, hopefully that leads to much bigger things for us. I told him the main goal is next year, not this year, although the Vikings are going to probably make it, but next year for sure to try to get us Super Bowl passes, media passes. So.
Yeah, well, it'll happen. We'll be going down to Scottsdale, Glendale, wherever the hell they play. Glendale is where it is this year. So.
Well, that's this year. I don't think we'll make it this year. I think we'll have to wait a year for growth.
I thought you were going to say the best part of this is we're going to be able to sell out soon enough.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to get that sellout money like a coach that got fired. That is what I'm waiting for personally.
I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna.
Brian's just
quite
waiting
get
for
that McAfee, but
pay him $15 million to walk away.
Yep.
First two things we're buying is a sound bar and a on the counter pit boss for Bryant, so he can join in all the smoke and meat talk. First two things.
Yep. Yeah, we aren't gonna quite get some McAfee or Portnoy money, but one of these days we'll get up there.
Right. And like Ryan said, he's already got a stable of writers and everything. So if you go to inthezonemedia.studio, you can check out all the people that are already blogging on there. There's a bunch of NFL reviews, some power rankings. He mentioned the WWE NXT guy. He's from the UK, actually. He's very pumped about this. We're going to collaborate something once my audit season and crap's over with. So we'll get that stuff figured out. But he's also an NBA writer. They're talking about getting NHL stuff. And if you follow us on Twitter, you'll also see that they are posting for jobs. So if you are a freelance writer or someone that just is very passionate about sports and have thought, hey, I could throw a blog or two together a week, reach out to him. Dylan's very open to just getting content moving. And, who knows, maybe at some point, if your content's good enough, you could be on a cool ass podcast like this. And maybe we'll invite you on here. You could be a big time like Pulse of Heartland.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Forget the ad that we've been running for a year and a half that we've made $42 on. It's so easy. There's a lot of riggers going on in this.
No, I drove for 13 hours today, and the very first thing we're going to buy is a theme song so we can redo that intro and then also get rid of that fucking ad. Trent, you did a great job, but Jesus Christ. I don't want to hear about starting a podcast every single fucking day again.
No, everybody's sick of it.
It's hilarious because Anchor's like, oh, we will supply the advertisers for you with your traffic. We've had the beginner ad forever.
Yep.
Haven't got a single one since.
Trent recorded that one on day one.
Yeah, we needed 50 listens or 50 streams to get that. We got that within like the first 12 hours.
Yeah.
They sent it. I recorded it like the day. So what, November 4th last year?
Yeah. I would say, speaking of, this is the first time we've all been together on a podcast since our 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary, everybody.
Yeah.
And we have another huge announcement already. I mean, things move fast in the podcast game.
Congratulations, guys.
We missed it. There we go. Yeah, the time flies when you're potting for free,
Yeah. Now in the future, we might just be one of the best out there. We're going to be Rogan here in a year.
The people, I've actually been doing some research, and the research says the people need more Brian Wilkes opinions out there. So I got to get one.
Well, college basketball is starting up, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Who better to talk about college basketball than me? 5'9" Bill Brian Wilkes over here.
The man knows how to box out.
Yep.
Undefeated in JV wrestling when I coach him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, when Joey, when your seasons, when your work starts slowing down, I'm sure we'll probably see more combat sports stuff from you with a guest on that. I know my wife's volleyball season is going to slow down, so we'll probably start doing some struggle for par stuff again and get that on there. Yeah, it's go scout all the stuff. We're in the zone, and you'll be seeing a lot of our stuff. I know Dylan has talked to us about potentially doing some writing stuff too, which I might find that interesting too. So you might see some articles from us in the future too.
You never know.
That was it. That was the announcement. Now you guys know. We're
big timing it.
We'll keep you in the loop here, but let's jump in to this. First up, we just have to mention Monday Night Football. It's the Ravens versus Saints. Looks like it is halftime right now. Ravens are up 14-3. I think I need the Ravens to cover 2.5. So we're looking good right now, but just like the rest of my picks this week, the Saints will probably score 21 answered here. So
I hope so.
Yeah, only if Chris Olave scores those touchdowns. So that's what's happening right now on Monday Night Football. Let's jump into the smoking section. Did anybody smoke anything this weekend?
I did.
What'd you smoke, Joey?
So just real simple, easy. Did some pork chops with some. I got either any of you guys that do smoke stuff. Have you tried the fire and smoke all-purpose seasoning that they put out? It's red, white, and blue. I think it may have came out around July, but it's all-purpose. It's the closest thing I found to Casey's in Missouri, or cookies in Missouri, and it's awesome. It's fucking fire, dude. Put that on top of a little garlic salt and some pork chops, and then Brussels sprouts. I did oil, garlic salt, and then ranch seasoning from I don't think it's Fire and Smoke. It's one of the other rub companies that I have. But anyway, use that ranch seasoning on those. Man, those turned out perfect too. So that's all I did this weekend. I'm home all next weekend. Rochelle's going to a craft show with her best friend who does knitting and stuff. If you're up in Iowa, around Adel, there's a craft show in Adel, Iowa. Go to that this weekend. I'll prop that. I know there's a ton of crochet people. Katrina,
Joey,
want to go
shut
back?
up, Joey.
You can meet.
Do they
Rochelle.
have yarn?
Shut up.
She has
Katrina's
already
watching.
made things, but
She'll be
they would love to collaborate.
great. I know what Katrina's
well.
doing this weekend now. If she's listening, she's probably going to Adel, Iowa.
Sounds like
You're
Trent's going to watch as much football this weekend as he did last weekend.
I'm on call this weekend, so we're stuck here in Brandon. Sorry, Katrina.
Just take the. Just
She can drive herself.
Take the daughter with her. She'll be fine.
Yeah,
But
well,
no, so this weekend I'll be helping Jack. We put up a bunch of walls for their new garage. We're putting the rafters and roof and shit on. And Jack, if you're listening, I'm gonna just have us bring my smoker over, make some ribs and shit all weekend, so we don't have to go anywhere for dinner. And you guys can buy the meat, and I'll do the work. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
perfect.
Mhm.
About you, Clark? Did you use your smoker at all?
I didn't use my smoker, but I used my crock pots. I have two of them big old turds and loading them up with chili.
Nice.
Had a big old double batch of chili going. We had a bunch of family in town for a little baby dedication action this weekend. So yeah, I had two crock pots full of chili and they were gone by Saturday. So
Nice.
Say, I sent you guys the picture. I did the same thing, Clark. I did your recipe, so we made the same chili this weekend.
you're welcome.
I had to get a test run in before the chili cook-off at work.
Just follow that recipe, you'll win. Hands down.
Say your chili might win the Newton Medical Center Imaging Chili Cook-Off and the Sanford Nuclear Medicine Chili Cook-Off. We'll see.
You know what? Now that you guys bring this up, I'm going to be traveling each week to a new branch, but staying at that branch all week. I think I'm going to make my chili for everybody at the branch every single week, and then just see what they and be like, "Fuck you, corporate! See, my chili's amazing." Four places say it. But I did have a question, Clark. What leftover meat did you use? You always like throw something out of your freezer, or...
Dude, I was all out of pulled pork. I had no pulled pork to put in there. Like, I love to keep extra pulled pork because it is the best thing to just pull out of the freezer. You throw it, you add it in that pot of chili, or you put it in like a cheesy potato soup or something, or you heat it up and put it on nachos or tacos or anything. Like, it's the easiest thing to pull out of the freezer. But I'm all out. I got to smoke like a dozen pork butts or something. So that's probably what I'll do this weekend.
Wouldn't be the first time you've done that, Clark.
Nope. It's easy.
What about you, Ryan?
Awesome.
Nothing. I do need to do some. I do need to do some pork butts. I'm missing out on some good pulled pork, but nothing.
I will say I'm all out of my Plowboy seasoning. Finally, the seasoning I bought a 5-pound bag of for doing the wedding smoke, and it's gone. Finally, I was in Walmart and I saw some Fire and Smoke Society. I think it's Honey Preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I grabbed some of that, so that'll be the next thing I'm using.
I heard it's amazing on like the spiral hams for Thanksgiving. Just FYI.
Nice.
Gonna have to do that.
Yes. So I sent you guys a picture of me doing Clark's chili in the crock pot, but I cold smoked this weekend. Just cold. We were at Walmart getting groceries Sunday morning. I'm like walking around. I'm like walking down the booze section. Now there's a bottle of Jim Beam. So I grabbed the $20 bottle of Jim Beam, threw it on the smoker with my smoke tube, cold smoked that bourbon. So Ryan will really like it because it's going to be really smoky.
People will be like, "Oh, you're giving me Jim Beam, gross," and you'll be like, "No, no, no."
Exactly.
No, no.
I would never drink any Jim Beam straight, just on the rocks. But this, you can. It's,
But
I don't know,
does it taste like a campfire smoke, or does it taste like good smoke?
well, going to be good smoke. So, but you're the
Sure,
one that
probably
doesn't like the
fill it tight.
Lagavulin.
Wait, is it as bad as the Lagavulin?
Lagavulin's delicious, Ryan.
I'm sorry, but no.
Come
Just
on.
no.
Trent will probably even give it to you in like a red Solo cup or something.
Yeah. It's
This right
fancy.
here, this is delicious right here.
So
Did that say Templeton?
Pendleton.
Wrong.
So I haven't tried it yet
I don't have
because
anything against Templeton.
the longer you let it sit in the bottle, the better it gets. So I didn't even try it the other day. Just gonna let it age.
Is it like that that bottle of Yag that I sent you the other day where I'm like, it's 10 years old? Does that mean it's aged to perfection now or what?
Yes. Did you drink it with your Red Bull?
No, I'm not 21 anymore.
Yeah, you're older. You should know that it's delicious.
I just
Sorry,
need
I
to
don't
make
mean
a
to interrupt
giant egg bomb.
don't mean to interrupt the smoking section, but I just saw the first time ever, I think, in my life, the Ravens ran a wildcat, put Lamar Jackson in motion, and handed the ball off to the quarterback. And then he ran it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's fucking awesome. So, anyway, continue.
I might have to mute you guys so I can watch the Manning cast since Big Kirko's coming up on it.
If Ryan doesn't respond, we'll know why.
I'm just sitting here like,
If he turns off the camera and then comes back all sweaty and out of breath, we know that Kirk was just on the fucking Manning cast. That's for sure.
Well, no, they just showed Kirk shirtless with 50 chains around his neck.
are we not going to talk about the fact that
creamy.
that dude is just absolutely freaking ripped? Who would have guessed
Say
that he
that's-
was ripped?
Can we not? That's all I've heard all day on every single podcast I listen to is Kirk Cousins is ripped. Who's the other quarterbacks you think are ripped that you don't think about?
I don't need to know. I don't need to know the other quarterbacks. It's just I would have never guessed he was ripped, especially since he's in all those Pizza Ranch commercials. You know,
So supposedly,
I eat Pizza Ranch. I know what I look like.
So supposedly, you look up Andy Dalton. He is just jacked as shit too. So
Oh, really?
never would have guessed that.
I
Jim,
imagine
you gotta-
most NFL quarterbacks are. You know, I would imagine.
Yep, Big Ben till the end. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with.
Yep.
You can raise Big Ben, and I'm gonna go against you with a Mac Jones.
You gonna
I
tell
thought
me
you were gonna
that,
go with, like,
Yes.
you gonna tell me Peyton Manning and Eli Manning have 6-packs right now? Because I'm gonna call you a liar.
Well, they're not NFL quarterbacks anymore.
They were.
Right.
Those guys never had a 6-pack.
Oh, I bet you they did.
No.
I feel like we're in a new era of quarterbacks, though, with the
True.
running quarterbacks. It's kind of like how golf is too. Like the era of golf now is the era of athletes, where that was not that way even years ago, except for maybe Tiger and Roar was younger too.
Do you think Tom Brady's had some implanted here recently? Maybe because
Some
we've seen how his face has changed over the years. You know, he's had work done to make it look that way.
No.
I'm not. Otherwise, Giselle would still be there. Or are you telling me marriage isn't predicated on abs? Because I need to really stop working on shit then.
Have you seen me, Joey? I'm married. It is not predicated on abs.
My wife claims she's happy.
Let's hit some college football here.
Hold on.
Oh,
We forgot to ask Bryant what he smoked
Yeah,
this
sorry,
weekend
Bryant.
on his birthday weekend.
Sorry to leave you out there, birthday boy.
You're putting me on the spot when I did absolutely nothing. I had a couple buddies come into town, got a couple beers, and then on Sunday got some breakfast and had some family come in on Sunday on my actual birthday. So nothing too crazy.
I just wanted to
Sorry.
say happy birthday to Bryant and see where you ate breakfast.
There you go. Hy-Vee.
Casey's breakfast pizza. Come on.
No, went to Hy-Vee. Took over an hour to get a breakfast burrito. It was an experience to say the least.
Wow, that's so good.
I can imagine. Still was excited.
Oh yeah, I would say 32 never felt so good. I guess.
All right, we need the Skylar White happy birthday. Come on, super awkward. So
the Skylar White. Yeah.
The Skylar White super awkward happy birthday. All
they did want me. I went to Texas Roadhouse for lunch. And like I'm sitting here and I'm a big guy. It's squeezed in the booth, and they they hand a bit of ice cream over, and they're like, "So do you want to sit on the saddle?" And like it didn't register. I'm like, "What?" And like sit on the saddle like the birthday chair. I was like, I like looked to him like, "Sir, I'm barely squeezing in this booth. You think I'm gonna fucking sit on this horse saddle on a sawhorse?" I better make sure there's a sticker with a weight limit on this thing before I sit. No, I'm not sitting on your fucking horse saddle.
Seems like a good way to get a lawsuit and retire.
Yeah. It was just one of those. I was just like, no, sir, I'll take the ice cream. Leave, please. Do not make an announcement either. I don't give a shit about that.
It's Bryant Wilkes' birthday.
Yeah. Oh god, and they just like yell right in your ear. We have a birthday. Fucking Christ. No. I'm a very private person, so
yeah.
Our boy Don's here.
Yeah. Yes, made some money on Michigan, sounds like.
Hell yeah. No shocker there.
Yeah. There you have it.
I was the one that told you to do Michigan this weekend, Don. That was me. I told you 5.
Take all the credit.
It was me.
All right. Well, speaking of Michigan, we do have some college football talk here real quick. We won't go over a whole lot because we do that on Thursday nights. But I believe the game that I said that I wanted to watch, besides the Iowa State game, because I actually had a day to sit and watch college football, was the Alabama LSU game. I said I wanted to see Alabama have 2 losses by the end of the night. Look what happened.
Dreams do come true.
They're still going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, you're probably right. They were saying that during the game because LSU and Alabama both have 2 losses, and they're like, "Wow, there's never been a 2-loss team to make the playoffs." And they're like, "Well, last year was the first time there was a group of 5. Well, maybe this time will be the first time there's a 2-loss team." I'm like, "Shut up. We do not need Alabama or LSU in the playoff if they have 2 losses."
Hey.
Maybe if we just speak it into existence, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, last year was the first group of 5. Well, maybe this year will be the first 2-loss team. I'm like, no, don't even. Because you know it ain't going to be LSU. They're going to go with Bama. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens? I mean, because right now they have the LSU has control of the SEC West. So if they win out, which their schedule is looking pretty favorable to do that, and they get absolutely killed by Georgia, which I could see that happening. Georgia is really good. Do they go, well, LSU lost the 3rd time. We got to get Bama in there now.
Probably. That's probably it, right?
No, they'll go with a 1-loss Michigan.
Well, first we got to get this TCU team out of here because they don't play anybody good. And we're going to put Bama in.
Yeah, they will.
Who's got a tough road ahead, though.
Yep, they'll go with a 1-loss Tennessee that doesn't go to the SEC championship, or the loser of the Ohio State Michigan before they go with the 2-loss.
Yep.
Only because it's SEC Big Ten, they will 100% jump over a 1-loss Big 12 team. No question about it.
For sure.
Clemson fucking might as well put the bury them in a grave. They have 1 loss in the ACC. You know.
But
Going back up.
even Ohio State, with how tough Northwestern played them, and I know Ohio State still lost, but that just makes them look not great. I mean, I know they've been dominating all season, but boy, to have Northwestern play tough like that, that's just. And maybe the weather was super ugly; it looked like it wasn't great, but I just don't see how that. Yeah.
You are Ohio State and you've bought all your athletes, and you're playing against the nerds of the Big Ten. And Iowa scored more points than them. I don't give a shit if it was a downpour hailstorm. You're Ohio State. You score fucking 50 points versus Northwestern. But did they go down? Did they lose any votes?
It's more shocking that they gave up 7, not that they only scored 21. I mean, the 21, you can blame it on the weather. That's fine. But it's the letting them score 7.
And it was 14-7 until deep into the fourth quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it went into halftime 7-7.
Yeah, I was saying Northwestern had it tied at half.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that, again, us outsiders looking in, that you guys don't like us to admit, but it's like Ohio State struggles versus Northwestern. Oh, it's the weather. Don't worry, it's the weather. We're not going to – but TCU struggles versus, a team – and they come back and win. It's like, well, they struggled. They don't deserve the credit until literally every team ahead of them loses.
That is the most annoying thing.
Go ahead.
That is the most annoying thing is it's not a level playing field. They can say it's a level playing field. They can say every team has a chance of making it, but they don't. TCU this year and what it was that they got screwed out of it the first season, they are the perfect example that it is not even.
Yeah.
Well, they just need – we can get into this Thursday too, but they just need to get rid of preseason rankings, and it would be more level. And just get rid of that bias from the beginning of
the
season. What?
It wouldn't. Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama will always be there.
Oh, no, and then Clemson. Yeah. But you would also have less teams in the way for teams like TCU and Oklahoma State to jump in there because Texas A&M has already got 2 or 3 losses. LSU had already lost once already. Auburn was ranked in the top 10, or top 15 at the beginning of the season. Like, those teams would already be out is what I'm getting at. So you're going to always have those 3 to 4 because. And Tennessee still would have been ranked number 1 going into this game because they had the best resume in the nation based on preseason rankings. But you would have less teams for TCU, Oklahoma State to cultivate through to get into the playoffs is what I'm getting at.
So that was one thing that I found interesting when I was watching the TCU game is their resume is actually a little more impressive. They've got more wins against top 25 opponents than the rest of them. Yeah, they're not Alabama or Georgia, but they've still got more top 25 wins than the rest, except maybe Georgia now after they beat Tennessee.
So the no rankings, we've mentioned this a couple times on the college football pod about not ranking them until like week 6. And my wife this weekend, we just had on game day, I think, and they're talking about TCU, and she's like looking at it, she goes, TCU's ranked 8th and they're like undefeated. I'm like, yeah. She's like, said something. I was like, yeah, they were picked to get last in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. She's like, why do they even do rankings before the season? I'm like, thank you.
Right.
If we also want to send a reminder out there, someone voted Texas as the top team in the country. Now, they have a winning record, but they are by no means close to the top team in the country.
Yeah.
That's the type of bias that everyone's going, well, someone ranked them number 1, so they got to be good. And that's just the thinking. I mean, there's a lot of AP voters that, I mean, it is impossible for them to watch every game. So they're going off of what they voted last week and probably talking with their buddies, hey, I'm struggling with my bottom 5, and then they just fill it in. It's I wish they were, like you said, they would have at least a resume, and starting week 6, 8, doesn't matter. Then, okay, we've got some games. You can see the rankings at that point, and there's a reason behind it other than, oh, they were good last year and they return a decent amount of people.
Yep. And for all the people bitching from the Pac-12 that, our teams are joining the eastern side of the nation and going to be early and shit, people actually watching it. So they may actually rank you guys and, be up there instead of, you get one loss, you're basically fucking out of it because it's even worse than the Big 12 as far as like having teams not get that should be. Like, there's a lot of times that there's a 1 or 2 loss Pac-12 team that is very fucking good. Like Oregon right now. I mean, they're not getting any respect, and they lost to fucking Georgia. They got shit stomped, but they're also running a train on everything else in the Pac-12. So yeah.
And who is it? Bo Nix to their quarterback, right? He looks freaking awesome.
Yep.
He looks great.
Yep.
And Georgia, I mean, they just shook up the top 4 of the college football playoff this weekend as well. Took down
I'll
Tennessee.
be curious to see when do the rankings come out?
Tuesdays.
Yeah, I'll be curious. I'm curious. The main thing that I put on this is since I don't join you guys on Thursday, the main thing for me was just to point out how happy I am with how LSU has turned things around. That was the main thing for me. You guys can really go into the depths of stuff on Thursday, so we don't take your content away. But with how Brian Kelly got, and I was one of them, especially with all the stupid dancing and all that stuff that he was doing, his fake accent and all that, to come in and you lose your first game and it was an ugly loss. They really should have won it. And then to go to Alabama, be 5-2, and then go against Alabama at 5-2 after beating a ranked and to beat them your first time. I mean, really an incredible turnaround for the program. And we don't even have his recruits yet. And so the scouting's picked up. A lot of recruits are looking to go to LSU now. We just got the quarterback that's ranked second for the 2024 class. He reclassified to 2023 now. So yeah, it's an exciting future. Kudos to Brian Kelly, really, as much hatred as he got with this move.
Did he get hatred?
I think there was a lot of, is he going to fit into this type of culture? It was definitely a lot of, I don't know, I guess hatred may not be the word, a lot of questioning. Is this the right guy for LSU with the tradition? What has he done at Notre Dame? He's more kind of a stuffy type guy in that type of stuff. And I think, and that's why he did those goofy videos to try to show, hey, I'm more down to earth than what you think and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's, he got a lot of shit, whether it was negative or what.
Yeah, I definitely think it was more questioning than anything.
Yeah, I think it was also just the fake accent and shit like that we were hating on him because
tried way too hard.
A Southern accent in like 2 weeks.
He tried way too hard right away. I mean, and he would probably admit that too. But yeah, he turned the program around.
He didn't. He didn't have that accent after the game in his post-game interview. I noticed.
I think he only had that accent that one time.
Yeah, at the basketball game.
Yep.
My family.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a new culture for him, and he was like in the box, and you just had heard a bunch of Cajuns for the first time, and like, this how y'all talk down here, and then just went out there. So I don't know.
And looks like me and Bryant's team, the Iowa State Cyclones, got aboard in the Big 12. Finally.
Yep, the team that Joey said wouldn't lose, would never win another game this year. They went out and won the first game after that.
See what happens when a Hawkeye fan doesn't believe in them? They fucking win. See, I just need to say that every week now.
There you go.
I've been the only one on that podcast even backing the Cyclones. So,
is that right?
Okay, Joey, your connection's going now. We can't understand you, bud.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely break that game down more. It was just nice they finally got a win, and with how the Big 12's shaking up right now, Kansas is bowl eligible as well. Oklahoma State's broken. I don't know what the fuck happened to them, but it went from, we're talking about 5-7 maybe, to all of a sudden we're going, shit, there's a real chance of going 6-6 and keeping the longest bowl streak alive at Iowa State. So
yep. And Oklahoma loses to Clark's Kansas Jayhawks. KU storms the field, tears down the goalpost, throws it in the lake. Man.
Oh yeah,
go fund me either.
No,
right.
they had a new one up that night. Yeah.
And
what?
KU bowl eligible.
I was looking back because somebody, I think it was old Torres, was texting today mocking the Jayhawks on tearing down the goalpost. And it's like, dude, it's the first time they've been bowl eligible in like 12 years. They've been the laughing stock of the Big 12. And they've fallen from their stardom from the early. They fell out of the top 25. And then they beat Oklahoma State. Storm the field, baby. Enjoy it. Live it up.
I think Torres is just mad that he's a fan of the team that is now the laughing stock of the Big 12.
Yeah. Well, he's just under the opinion that they're better than everybody else and they're supposed to win every week. And if you win, then you just have to be angry about it. So you can't enjoy your win because you're supposed to win. So
I'm going to tell you, the Kansas Jayhawks, they're going to be storming Dallas when they go to the Surf Pro First Responder Bowl. So,
woohoo, baby!
And K-State, they took care of Oklahoma State as well. KU, Oklahoma State. K-State did not take care of Texas. What were they doing? Come on.
Get it right, Trent. Jeez, wrong orange team.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they started at Howard, and then all of a sudden they put Martinez back in, and just I don't know. Texas, again, like we said, we're joking that Texas is clearly not number one in the country, but they are pretty solid this year, especially with a healthy Quinn Ewers. And that's what they had. And I don't know, Kansas State, they looked super dominant a couple weeks ago, and they just couldn't quite put it. Their defense has always been strong, and their offense just couldn't get enough done. I guess
they got behind early, and they were just scratching and clawing, trying to climb back in it, and couldn't get it done. Texas is a good team, and they weren't good enough to get back in it. They were down by a touchdown. You had Adrian Martinez with the ball, and he turned it over. So I don't know why. Howard was electric last week. I don't understand. I'm not the coach. I don't know who to pick, but it's like I thought Howard was going to be the guy this week, but whatever.
And Joey's Iowa Hawkeyes, they also got a win this weekend.
So with 200 yards rushing, we have an offense, kids. Oh my God, it's amazing. But yeah, shut down the nation's best receiver in Charlie Jones and move it on to the next week, baby. Just got to get 2 more wins to be bowl eligible. That's what we need.
The last 3 years in this game, I was 1-2, Purdue's 2-1, Charlie Jones 0-3. Poor guy, just on the losing side every fucking time.
And he's putting up so many good plays this year. So yeah, it was a good week. The Hawkeyes look good. Caleb Johnson, man, back of the future. Sean Green endorsed him a couple weeks ago, and that was when he was still putting up stinker numbers behind that offensive line. And after this week, yeah, he's been good for a few weeks. I just been in the doldrums as a Hawkeye fan. So yeah, I will. If I'm on Thursday night, I will elaborate more on how much I love Caleb Johnson.
All right. Well, let's not get too much into college football here because we will have a whole football pod about it on Thursday. So let's hop into. Go ahead, Joey.
Just one more thing. Player of the week in college football, because I don't know if we'll get to it on Thursday, but that Mordecai for SMU had 9 touchdowns. Amazing. Amazing. Only 379 yards, but 9 touchdowns. Good for him.
I think that game was the highest scoring game in regulation in college football.
Was it really?
Yep. That was just my classic most underrated team of the year, Houston, that I picked first week. So,
and they're both 5-4 now.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Well, let's hop into the NFL. Now, Kansas City had a big game last night against the Titans. Turned out to be a hell of a game. Let Bryant Clark take that away.
Go ahead, Clark.
Dude, that game came out and it was physical, like super physical. Like they were letting the guys just get in each other's faces, like get a little extracurricular after the play. after the first 5 plays, I'm like, there's going to be a fight this game. It's going to happen. There's going to be an all-out brawl because of the way this is starting out. It didn't get to that, but it was a freaking boxing match, not a football game. Like, those guys were just out there dueling. It was a tough win. Like, the Chiefs, I mean, they answered the call. They got that hard-nosed win when they had to. I mean, it was just physical.
Was it the first play of the game where Kelsey had that catch and like they're getting into it? I think it was the very first play of the game.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just immediately from the get-go, like, they were getting after it.
Yeah. I think this is exactly what me and Clark were expecting in this game, because I know you other three are very confident in the over. I think we had the overs and Kansas City covering, but I mean, Tennessee always plays us tough in the regular season. I don't know what it is, and I mean, I think they got a little bit of swagger with Wallace, actually. Malik Willis. Malik Willis starting for him, but I mean, they got to figure something out, because I understand that having a young guy like that, you don't want to be throwing him to the wolves too early. But they played him so conservatively. They allowed the Chiefs to get back in that game, and then they couldn't have enough offense super quick in order to get him back into the game, because the Chiefs literally, I've never seen an NFL team play 5 on the line the whole time, play basically 9 in the box and say, do anything, pass, attempt to pass. And they just kept handing it off to Henry, which, you know, he kept them in that game. He was the only reason it was competitive. But no, I mean, I don't know. There's protection, and then there's whatever they're doing with Malik, because they gave him no opportunities, and in overtime, you could tell the Chiefs had no threat of him throwing the ball. They just kept rushing him. I think it was like 3rd and 26 or something to make it a 4th and 26. I mean, I felt good. Our defense again can always create that pressure, and they've been playing pretty well this year. But I don't know. When you only have to cover one dimension of the field with rushing, it's quite a bit different.
He only completed 5 passes, and not a single one was to a wide receiver.
Yeah, I'll find these numbers.
It was like halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah,
like halfway through the third quarter, the announcers were mentioning that he hadn't attempted a pass to a receiver.
Yeah, there were no recorded catches by a wide receiver.
Yeah, so like halfway through the third quarter, he'd only thrown to the running back and tight end.
And then you're on the opposite side of the field. They're throwing for 68 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. For me, it looked like Kansas City shot themselves in the foot a lot. Like, they really should have blew that game out. There were a lot of drop passes.
Yep, I agree.
So I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way, but Kelsey was balling at the beginning, and then he was fighting for some extra, got flipped over onto his head, like came down, crown of the helmet, like you see his whole body weight just come down on his head. He just seemed off after that. I don't know. That was my impression. Like, he did leave. He was gone for like the next 3 plays, did come back, but like it just seemed like from that point on, like passes were just going through his hands. I don't know, man. Hopefully it's okay.
At the end, before they went into overtime, I think it was before overtime, when they were going down the field, Mahomes threw a long dart to one of the wide receivers, and it just bounced right off his chest piece. I mean, it was right where it needed to be, and it just stuff like that it would have been a very easy victory not going into overtime if it weren't for all that type of stuff.
I agree. For those wondering, like, because just big contrasts in how they played. Mahomes had 68 pass attempts. Malik Willis only had 16 attempts, 5 completions for 80 yards, and like you mentioned, no passes to receivers. And again, how the Chiefs should have blown them out of the water. They controlled the ball 36 minutes compared to Tennessee's 24. And then give me 1 second. There's a play total that was absolutely insane. I think it was like 90 plays to like 48 or something. Yeah, 91 plays to 48 plays by Tennessee. I mean, that's just that game shouldn't even been remotely close to overtime. But
no,
again, you got to give Tennessee credit for bending but not breaking.
Yeah, but on the rushing side of the ball, Tennessee had what, 200 plus rushing?
Yeah.
30 carries, and the Chiefs had maybe 10 carries for about 5.
Rushing yards 77, and Mahomes had 60 of them.
Oh, yeah. Scrambles.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's where I think as the Chiefs fans, I know early in the year we were having fun with Clyde Edwards-Helaire with like the two-handed run where he ran for like 40 yards. He didn't want to fumble and stuff, but it's like these are the games, man, where like we need you and McKinnon or someone to step up and be able to rush the ball, and we couldn't do anything against that defense.
Is it blocking, scheme? I mean, what, like the Chiefs always struggle to run the ball, it seems like.
Yeah, you would you'd almost think the opposite. Mahomes is so good that the pass would open up the rush, but it's got to be blocking then, because if you can't get enough pressure off of you because you have the threat of Mahomes passing it, it's got to be blocking at that point. Which I think
feel like
go ahead.
They're always in an RPO. I feel like I think you're not giving your linemen the opportunity to fire off the line and get offensive before they're engaged. I don't know. Maybe that's just my feeling.
But I mean, naming any Andy Reid system all the way back to the Philadelphia Eagles, who's been a running back that's been known for rushing? I mean, Brian Westbrook was the first like PPR running back.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say is like look back into Westbrook, Darren Sproles, people like that. I mean, Andy Reid's just always been that way. So,
yeah. So, no, happy with the victory. And again, us Chiefs fans are spoiled. I can guarantee me and Clark during that whole game, even when we were behind, I think it was like 17-9, didn't even sweat. So I think 17-6. I was like, well, we're going to warm up a little later. You know,
they call him Showtime Mahomes for a reason.
Yeah.
And after watching that game, easy MVP favorite in my book. Like, you just watched him take over the game against a good defense. Like, that Tennessee defense is legit. They were 5-2 for a reason. Like, they're sneaky good. And yeah, he just willed the Chiefs to victory.
That and how much is the Josh Allen injury, which I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but I know he injured his wrist pretty bad. If that's going to hold him out for weeks, that might open it up, because so far throughout the year, he was the MVP, in my opinion.
I've heard it's
the
UCL.
The UCL is what he heard.
The UCL.
I think they've talked like it'd be Tommy John surgery.
Ooh.
So could be a bit.
I thought someone said he had that type of issue in college too. Is that? I mean, I don't really know what his history is, but it sounds like that's not a new thing for him.
His history is he lost to Iowa and had 3 interceptions in that game. That's his college history.
If he does have to go have surgery, how much does that suck as a Bills fan? Like, you guys were looking easy Super Bowl favorites. You heavily invested for this to be your year. You got Von Miller. You're making moves. Like, dude, that sucks.
You beat the team that is considered right now the team to beat. I mean, honestly, they handled us pretty well in that game, you know, as much as I hate to admit it. And yeah, and then now it's like the Buffalo Bills luck all over again, or bad luck all over again.
Do you guys know who your backup is?
I was just going after this. Case Keenum.
Oh, Case Keenum.
The Buffalo Miracle is going to be coming.
They'll be
Stephon
fine.
Diggs, Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. It's going to be fine.
It doesn't matter. Tua's coming.
Have you seen how Buffalo has to get that offense going? It's on that freaking just power that is Josh Allen. Okay, I don't think Case Keenum's that kind of player. I don't think it's going to happen.
But
their depth chart is Case Keenum 1 or Josh Allen 1, Case Keenum 1A, 1B, right below.
No, I would say they've got a solid enough line around him and a solid enough team where maybe you don't need the heroics of a Josh Allen. Maybe you just need a guy to manage the game, and they've got solid running backs. They've got solid receivers. I mean, and the defense. I mean, they I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out and how they're going to go about it now.
I do feel like I've seen a lot of Case Keenum in the fourth quarter already this year. Like, Buffalo's just up big. Like, all right, bring in the backups. Let's go.
The problem with that, though, is that Josh Allen has that running ability that just cannot be replicated. They're not a strong running team in the first place, but when you have a quarterback that can bulldoze over people. Keenum, maybe he can replace that throwing. He can't, but he's definitely not replacing the option of running.
Do you know what the odds right now for next week are going to be in your Vikings game?
I believe 7.5.
Yeah, Buffalo's still favorites right now at 6.5 already. I almost want to take that Vikings line right now while I can get it at 6.5.
Yeah, by the time I get over, so it's gone down 2 points then.
Yeah.
Ugh. By the time I get over to Larchwood, make those bets on Wednesday, it's going to be a pick'em. This rate,
Vikings will be favorites.
Hopefully, I'd be okay with that.
See, cut Kirk will get him to win the game.
Damn right. So you have on here Allen's response to loss was great. I must have missed this. I didn't.
Oh.
He goes, "It's tough to win games when your quarterback plays like shit."
I did not see that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Okay. All right. Next up here, I guess we hit Buffalo already, so we'll go back to Minnesota. They win another one possession game. Going into the fourth quarter, Minnesota was down 10, I believe, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's okay." I still felt confident that Minnesota was going to win that game. And in years past, it's like 10 points. We ain't scoring that in a quarter.
Mm-hmm. Just turn it off. I can start doing chores at that point. But...
Yep.
I honestly did not have faith that we were going to win that game. There was so much going against us that we had a ref tackle our safety. Like the ref lowered his shoulder as he was going into the safety, and it was going to be picked off very easily, and it turns into a touchdown. We just had everything against us. I didn't feel like we were going to come back and win, but
I was confident, but hey, the refs got to get pancake blocks too. Okay.
Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. There were also a few missed pass interferences too that should have been called. It seemed like they were playing against the refs all day. I don't like saying that. I hate being the guy that complains about the refs, but it was very bad. So bad.
Was it just against the Vikings, or was it both ways? Referees were terrible.
It was basically just against the Vikings. Because I mean, number one, you've got the tackle, you've got many missed pass interferences. I think the possession after the tackle on the safety, Zadarius Smith had mainly grabbed the collar of Heineke and was ready to sack him, and I think his pinky or thumb touched the face mask, and they called face mask on him, and instead of it being 3 and out, it ends up going and being another score, I believe.
Yeah, they scored on that.
Yeah, I mean, that was the most minimal freaking face mask ever when it was mainly collar that he had. It was like I said, it was basically everything against. But it shows how gritty the team is, and they just never gave up and came back to win. It's awesome seeing that.
Gritty. Did you do that on purpose?
Maybe.
Justin Jefferson doing the gritty.
Finally got back in the end zone, huh?
Yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't. I didn't realize it wasn't. It's been 6 since week 1 that he got a touchdown. That's crazy to think.
Yeah, all those other weeks I picked him in fantasy, but I didn't pick him this week. You're welcome.
He gets a lot of yards, but he just didn't get touchdowns. But the thing is, too, I mentioned it with Kansas City. There were drops too. I mean, the Vikings hurt them many times also. I hate saying it, but Adam Thielen just he's fallen off a cliff a little bit this year. Doesn't quite look as fast, and every time he gets tackled, he's hurt. He's just dropping a lot of balls he would have caught. Even last year he would have caught. So I don't know. We need to figure out what our wide receiver 2 option is going to be. Maybe it's Hawkinson came in 9 targets, 9 catches, played 60 some snaps after he just got there Wednesday night. I mean, that's That is an impressive start. We finally have that tight end threat. He looks extremely happy to be playing for the Vikings instead of Lions now. Yeah, it was another win, but we've got very tough test coming ahead of us the next month.
Yep.
May need to add Hawkinson to that board behind you, Clark. I don't know.
Hawkinson already has
another Vikings tight end. Do I?
Yeah, you can take Smith out. He's hurt.
He's hurt. Hawkinson.
He's done.
I think met his stats.
Those top pieces, they're in ink, so I got to get out, the paper towels and water if I'm going to clear that off. Assholes.
It's a lot of work.
You can't be changing tight ends on me every freaking week.
Just put everything from every tight end from Iowa should be on your list.
If you would have told me the Vikings would have TJ Hawkinson mid-season, I would have thought you were freaking high as hell.
Detroit trades them and they get a win right away, so good for them.
Yeah, fucking pack.
Green Bay stinks.
Yep,
they're bad.
They just aren't good.
Is Rodgers just that bad? Is he? Has he been carried this whole time?
If this continues, Rodgers isn't going to finish the season.
Did
He's just going to
Devontae
say screw this and be done?
Did Devontae hide how bad how bad Rodgers is and possibly Matt LaFleur? Was that all Devontae Adams?
I mean, that Devontae Adams took a lot of attention from the defense.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys know what his dead cap hit? They traded him or got rid of him or something.
A lot.
No matter what happens, if he's not on the team next within retirement, $99 million.
Rodgers?
Yes. Are you fucking kidding me? $99 million in dead cap. God,
as a Vikings fan, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see it. And I don't know what happened to him. He's back-to-back MVP to throwing an interception when you're trying to left tackle in the red zone.
I've got one assumption. A witch! A witch!
A witch!
Yuki, some lady named Blue of Earth is a witch. Come on.
It's either that or the ayahuasca man. I don't know. I have a hard time blaming it on the plant. I'm going to blame it on the witch.
It's wolf, apparently. I am very curious to watch Rodgers Tuesday because, what do you say? What do you say after you've lost 4 games in a row in your latest against the Lions, who basically had a fire sale getting rid of their weapon?
Yeah, so this just popped in my head now that you say that. He goes on Pat McAfee show every Tuesday. In years past, when the Packers are ending the season, 13-3 and being good teams and winning almost every week, it's probably fun to go on Pat McAfee show and talk about it. When you're losing every week, it's probably not that fun for Rodgers anymore.
Yeah. And Pat's trying to become a legit journalist. He's going to have to start asking some tough questions.
Mm-hmm.
He never will. That's the one thing. I love Pat McAfee, but he just doesn't. He doesn't want to rub someone like Aaron Rodgers the wrong way because he's vindictive. He'll never show his face on that show again if it's a tough question.
He was getting a little testy last week, though.
He was. I mean, the one question where McAfee asked about trading for a wide receiver, and then saying, "Oh, that's a trap question. I don't like to answer trap questions." Like, this dude's been stroking your ego the last 2 seasons, and now things are a little tough, and you're just going to be a jerk to him. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be tough.
He doesn't finish the season going on the show. Like he just doesn't show up one of these Tuesdays.
You would
they
think
keep
so.
losing.
Well, when we get bigger within the zone, when we have Mahomes Monday, we'll ask the tough questions.
Yeah, like the Packers' next 3 games: Cowboys, Titans, Eagles. They might lose 8 games in a row here. before
That's
they play
very
the
possible.
Bears. And the Bears are scoring a crap ton of points right now, and the Packers can't. They might lose that game too.
Fields
So
is looking hot, man.
Yeah, where did this offense come out of nowhere?
They've been
Yeah.
scoring like 30 a game like all season. They just get outscored. Like they've been putting up points all season.
No matter what the over-under is
look at
on
the doubt, dude. I'm not picking against the Bears in fantasy because they put up like mid-20s to 30s every single game.
whatever their over-under is from now on, just hammer the over.
Exactly.
Also, the Packers are they haven't won yet this year against the spread. So just putting it out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chicago, Detroit at Chicago is under 48.5 points right now.
Hit the over.
Over.
Hit the over, yeah.
Yep.
I was an idiot saying
say,
that was the easiest game to bet, that the Packers were the lock of the week, and I mean it just seemed like it was too easy, and holy shit.
I took those lines in the points. Come on now.
Hell yeah. Anybody else pick the Jets this week?
No.
I picked to cover them them to win, but I picked them to cover.
So next is the Falcons gonna Falcon. Joey, what do you guys say about that?
So I don't know if anyone else watched the end of that game, but it was one of the 4 games that were stuck at 17-17 in the fourth quarter. And they Chargers are driving, and Eckler gets them into field goal range. Next play, fumbles it. Falcons defensive tackle picks it up, starts running, and no one even touches him, and he fumbles it off of his fucking thigh pad. So not only do the Chargers get the ball back, but then it's first down, and then they get into field goal range. And yeah, at this point, Young Ho Koo had missed 2 field goals, which those are the first 2 he'd missed all year. So that sucks. But yeah, they made a field goal to win the game. The Chargers did. Yeah, it's just another Atlanta Falcons thing, man.
I'm sorry, Joey. I took Young Ho Koo in fantasy this week. I'm sorry, man.
It's all right. It's all right. I wasn't expecting to be in a first place position anyway. So yeah, now the Bucks are back in first at 4-5. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out.
Yeah, I thought they got up 10-0 real quick, and I'm like, okay, here we go. My Falcons money line's looking real good right now.
Right.
Did not look good after that.
Yep. And then I don't know if you guys saw the Cordarrelle Patterson run where he ran the guy over. I don't know where he became a power back, but Jesus Christ, he truck sticked the fuck out of that guy. That was awesome.
You didn't learn that in Minnesota. That's all I know.
Right.
No, he learned how to return kicks and not catch passes.
And now he's in Atlanta doing everything. So
yep.
Yeah, that's how Atlanta or the Falcons are going to Falcon is losing a game by a random ass fumble that you just turn it over again and they get first down and then go ahead touchdown or go ahead field goal. That type of stuff.
Yep. Did they cover that? So they're still 7-1 against the spread this year?
Yes. Yep.
Man.
Should bet them every week. I am from now on.
Yeah. I had a money line. I thought they were I really did think they were going to beat the Chargers at home. I thought they were going to win that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah. Well,
Joey, it could be worse though. I mean, your coach could be fired right now.
As you said, we do have our first firing of the year. Week 9.
Right.
He was the one I thought was going to be the last one. I did not think out of him, Kingsbury, and that fucker in Vegas, I thought he'd be the last one because Jim Irsay hates firing people.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the Jeff Saturday move.
I get it, but that's so weird. Like someone pointed out, they have 2 former head coaches on staff. They have a coordinator that's up and rising that potentially they were looking at, and then they bring in Jeff Saturday, who has only coached high school football.
Well, now he's coaching in the NFL, baby.
Do you know what his
I was going to say,
record in high school football was?
Can someone explain to me who Jeff Saturday is? Because I honestly don't know.
He's
a
Peyton
Hall of
Manning's-
Fame center.
Yeah, Peyton Center
Yeah.
for years.
Probably the best middle interior lineman that's ever played.
Okay.
Yep. So I mean, again, he's got playing qualification. He's played in the NFL. He knows what it's like to be a tough leader. It's just like apparently, like someone looked up his high school coaching record. He's 3-7. So you bring in a guy with only high school coaching experience, like to get the boat from sinking. That's just a really odd choice. And you know what? Maybe this year's just a loss for them. So they're just maybe they're clearinghouse and they're just seeing like they're feeling out of maybe he could have been like Wisconsin got rid of their coach and Jim Leonard is there for the rest of the year and they're basically giving him a mini trial. Maybe that's what they're doing with Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, see how he does. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he's a player's coach. They rally around him. They like him.
Maybe Indianapolis should stop being the retirement home of aging quarterbacks.
Well, you know what? I'll always be the hater, and you guys can enjoy that I'm the one that says it. But I don't feel bad for a franchise that went from drafting John Elway before they traded him to drafting Peyton Manning to drafting Andrew Luck, and they have about 30 years. I mean, it's the same thing as like, hey, don't you feel bad for the Packers right now that went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers for 35 years? No, I don't feel bad for them finally going through what the rest of us franchises went through for the last 35 years. Now they're struggling to find a quarterback compared to just having the answer for years.
Yeah.
Wait,
and that's
you're a homer?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I still remember the game where Andrew Luck fumbled it and the point of the football bounced it right back into his lap and then he scored a touchdown on that play. I still remember it, so I don't feel bad for the Colts one bit.
I have to, one more thing about the Packers is, you drafted Jordan Love and just completely pissed off Aaron Rodgers. And you signed Aaron Rodgers to all this dead cap the next 2 years that they're just tied to and they can't try to do anything to improve their team. What was their plan with Jordan Love in the first place?
Maybe, I don't know. Do they still think he's the future of that football team?
Well, he's got to have only one more year left on his rookie contract.
Probably.
Yeah. Then they're going to have to sign him, and that'd be hard to do, not knowing what he's going to do on the field. Like they have not trialed him at all.
No, he only played. He started
backup.
once. He started once last year during Rodgers' COVID game missed COVID, and he didn't. I think that was against Kansas City, wasn't it? And he didn't look that impressive.
Yeah, Chiefs didn't look that impressive either with it, but I mean, at this point, if you're the Packers and the way he's been playing with the toying with the, am I going to retire? Are you going to trade me? Are you going to do all this? They probably just had it for an insurance policy for a kid that they felt comfortable with in the system, just to at least have. You have someone that maybe is cheap, even if you have to eat all that dead space. That's about the only logical thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they went through this with Favre how many years ago? Oh, I'm going to retire. Well, maybe not. I'm going to come back. And then those years are like, oh shit, if he goes, who we starting now? And now it's like, oh, hey, we got this guy.
I get this feeling that Rodgers may not have been the biggest teacher to him either.
You don't say.
Pulled a Ryan Tannehill?
What are you talking about? Love's been like family to Rodgers.
Yeah. Treated him like his own brother.
Wait, what? So he hates him. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good job.
Joey alluded to it. Tampa Bay, they won. They took the lead in the AFC South with a losing record, beating the Rams. How bad are the Rams?
How the fuck did the Rams lose that game? Jesus Christ. They were just on a roll, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, Tampa Bay just goes on I think they were up 17-0, and then Tampa Bay just went and won the game. So the Rams this season have been outscored in the fourth quarter 71-6. So if you're looking for a prop bet, take the Rams losing the fourth quarter. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, didn't the Buccaneers go like 65 yards in 34 seconds to score that touchdown at the end and win?
Yeah. Touchdown Tom there. Jesus. I don't know, man.
Go ahead, Joy.
You go ahead.
Matt Stafford in that game, he went 13 for 27 for 165 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 8 of the 13 receptions for 127 over the 165 yards and the touchdown. Like, he's just throwing the Cooper Kupp out there. That's all he's doing.
Right. So, since we're on Matt Stafford and we already covered the Packers-Lions game, I forgot about this, but that St. Brown, he had just passed Calvin Johnson for most yards by a Detroit Lion in their first 2 years as a receiver, and he's still got 7 games left, something like that. So he's gonna be a baller.
Yeah, I mean, and it's pretty impressive. Like we've been talking about, if anyone breaks these records now, it's because there's an extra game. Yeah, he's done it even with the one extra game last year with 4 or 5 games to spare if it was a regular 16 game season now. I mean, he's awesome. He'll be getting paid.
I'm really so. I mean, I've said it 100 times already, but man, the Rams, it had to be KOC that really got them going, didn't it? I mean, they just look terrible.
They do. They look bad.
And the Seahawks, staying in that division, the Seahawks win again. Gino, get rid of Russ. You don't need that guy.
Oh, real quick, I'm sorry, not to backtrack real quick, because I had to get their names in front of me. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's got 2 brothers. His brothers' names are Equanimous St. Brown, and then he's got another brother, Osiris St. Brown, and he's Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know what his dad's name is?
Jeff.
John.
Oh.
Who was a former bodybuilder? Did you guys not see that? He was a Mr. Olympia or Mr. Universe back in the day.
Did not see
Did no one else watch Hard Knocks? Come on, guys. What are you doing?
No.
And we're on
I have
sports
never
podcast?
watched Hard Knocks in my life.
I usually watch till the first cuts, and I'm like, this is stupid.
I watched the Falcons season about 9 years ago.
It's actually the only one I haven't watched is the Falcons season.
Isn't Hard Knocks doing an end season filming right now? With
it should be next week with DeAndre.
I think the only episode I've ever seen was the one where Vince Wilfork walked into practice with the Houston Texans in the
bib overalls.
Yeah, the bib overalls. That's about it.
Man, I would love to go.
See some, yeah.
I would love to go
I
to
was just
barbecue
hoping to see some
him.
titty.
So we hit the Seahawks winning. Cincinnati, they're bipolar, man.
They're a running team.
Yeah, they don't need Joe Burrow.
Wait. We can't skip over the fact that Kyler Murray keeps losing, and it's freaking awesome.
Well, Call of Duty came out, so he's not going to get another win this season.
You went to Seattle, and then we go back to Detroit, but Kyler Murray is. I'm standing behind it. Besides Russ, that is the worst contract in the NFL.
I mean, he went 25 for 35, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 60 yards rushing. I mean, seems like he's doing everything he can out there. I didn't even watch the game, but I mean, he I don't know if they fumble the ball at all. I mean, I think the Seattle's just that good, to be honest.
Yeah, but what about the other 6 games they've lost?
I don't know. I'm just pointing out the stats in this game, man.
They lost to Kansas City. They lost to Philly. They've lost to Seattle twice. They've lost to the Vikings. Those teams are very good. They're bad losses to the Rams. They lost to the Rams. That is a bad loss.
They barely beat the Raiders. That should have been a loss, really.
Yeah. barely beat the Raiders. They beat the Panthers by 10, and then they beat the Saints with Andy Dalton. So I mean, even their wins aren't that impressive, but they've played a very
They've
tough
had a
schedule so
tough
far.
schedule so far, in my opinion.
So I mean, honestly, it doesn't get too much better though. I mean, they got Rams, Niners, Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, Bucks, Falcons, Niners. I mean, maybe 3 wins in there for the Cardinals.
They'll beat the Rams.
Not the Falcons.
I wasn't counting that one. I'm thinking like Broncos, maybe.
I'm gonna say Rams, Chargers, Broncos, Tampa.
Yeah, depending on where Tampa is, but I Chargers. I don't know, man. If Herbert's playing well, and do we know when they get Mike Williams back?
I haven't
They need
heard.
some weapons back.
But yeah, I mean, again, so that would put us even at 4 wins if we're being nice, 7 and 10. I mean, yeah, I mean
Jesus.
they making the playoffs.
Have any of you AFC West guys? Have you watched much of the Chargers at all?
Not recently. I haven't watched them probably since Herbert got injured and came back.
I was gonna say how's Herbert looking this year? I know he was kind of deemed the next great one, and I don't know. I haven't heard much of him this year.
His top 3 wide receivers and top tight end are all injured, so he hasn't had many weapons to work with.
He's been injured. Every time I watch a Chargers game, it's God, who's injured? I mean, Bosa's been injured like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
I haven't been watching any of their stuff. I was just curious.
Of their so there's 22 positions and backups. So 44 of the 44 starters and backups, 17 of them have been injured this year. So I mean they I mean and no offense, this is kind of like, remember whoever the hell Noah Chow, whatever the hell his name was, that doctor. There's got to be something they're doing medical wise, because how the hell do you have consistently, you're the team that has these injuries every single year?
So that was something that the Vikings dealt with. Were tons of injuries every year, especially linemen. This year we have been very, very healthy this year. I mean, it's complete different medical and training staff. So there's got to be something to it.
Excuse me, sorry, but no, I mean it. So I don't know. It even if I have watched games that you're not dealing with. They're out their top corner. Joey Bosa's out on the IR. They've lost the defensive lineman Austin Johnson. So I mean, you probably saw what the Chargers' prime was going to be when they were playing the Chiefs, because again, that's when they were playing the most aggressive. When they might have had injuries, I can't remember, but they were probably about as healthy as they're going to be. And I mean, Keenan Allen was still dealing with an issue. I'm kind of going down their list. They basically have. Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler bandaged up as well as they can, and they got their tight end Everett. That's about the only ones that I've seen any progress with in the last few weeks.
But they're still 5-3. Like, they're still up there. They're still on the cusp of, they get a good win against the Chiefs here in 2 weeks, and it flips it over.
Yep.
So,
dude. So I'm watching live the Saints and Ravens.
Yep.
How happy are the Chiefs fans to not have Marcus Peters anymore? That dude is. I'm so tired of his attitude and shit.
Was he on the Rams last year, or was he just traded to the Rams initially?
No, he's 2 years ago. He was on the Rams and then went to the Ravens last year.
So he didn't win a Super Bowl?
No.
Good. Okay, because I don't like him at all. But at that time, he was a very shut down corner, and it was like, God, because we didn't have any great backups behind him. And then every single play, it's no offense, it's kind of Tyrann Mathieu. You're seeing a guy that's just crying after every single play, and it's never his fault. It's always someone around him.
He's got in another cornerback and defensive coordinator's face again and started yelling at them because they let a touchdown go, and it's 27-13 still. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
Some dudes are just cancerous in the locker room. And again, that's where at the time, I bet you I was pretty pissed because, again, I'm like, what the hell is Andy Reid doing as our shutdown corner? Guess what? There's a reason he's still a head coach in the NFL and has a Super Bowl and consistently wins double-digit games. because he knows how to keep a locker room together, and he gets those toxic people out when he can. And typically he gets stuff for him. Him and Veach work very well, and yeah, I'm glad he brought it up, Joey, because it just reminded me of God. We don't have to worry about personnel issues or fights. The negativity. We're just a team.
The Chiefs, as far as like for you guys go, scare me this year because they don't have any like behind the scenes shit. It seems like for the first time. I mean, Tyreek's gone, but he was never like a big behind the scenes thing.
No.
But you could always hear him chirping. Marcus Peters is always gone. Matthew's gone. Frank Clark has been on his best behavior. So it's been a weird year for you guys. Like, what are you going to do in the playoffs?
You don't have Matthews calling out fans on Twitter.
Right. Yeah, I remember I was down in Missouri when that shit was going down on a Sunday. This guy is more worried about calling out fans that are saying do your job because you're getting paid $15 million and getting to play in the NFL. It's like, hey, and again, I understand from the side too. Fans should be respectful to the professional athletes as much as they can, but it's like, if you're making that much money and you're living, you can't see where some people might be jealous of the opportunity you're given, and every opportunity you're squandering it and making excuses this year. Like, it's just like, basically people are like, just do your job. Because guess what? When I'm not doing it, my boss says do your job. So just do it,
You should just get a new job, Bryant.
when my drivers yell at me, I say, just do your job.
That's right.
Yeah, one thing I want to give credit to Andy Reid for is he has been in the league for as long as I can remember, and he's done an awesome job of being able to, grow with the league. He doesn't stick to old ways that don't work, and as a Vikings fan, Trent and I saw that exact thing happen in Minnesota, where I used to coach with when Emmitt Smith played back in the 90s, and I want it to be ran like that. Andy, he does an awesome job of moving forward, and I mean, he's got this quarterback in Mahomes that just super positive. It seems like an awesome culture that Andy Reid is willing to totally move along with. I mean, we see Andy Reid in State Farm commercials now. We wouldn't have seen that 5 years ago even. So yeah, it's that's one thing I really have to give credit to with him is his willingness to really evolve.
And his willingness to work through issues as well. I mean, that's where I guarantee me and Clark were pulling our freaking hair out last year, was when Spags was running the worst defense in NFL history through like the first 4 weeks of the season. And now look at that. Look at that defense now that he has the players that either they gave him another year to get the right players in there or to get the personnel, whatever issue it was. And now they're playing lights out and sacking the quarterback like none other.
How well have they drafted on that backfield, dude? They have like 3 rookies starting back there right now. Yep. The guys are balling, man. They're playing amazing. Like, love to see it. You always worry about the rookies, cornerbacks. Like, oh, this guy's unexperienced. They're really going to take advantage of him. Guys are balling, man. They're playing awesome back there.
And even the backups were like even the last few years, and I don't want to misspeak on who we might have now, but like Thornhill and Brooks, and we've had those types of guys as well. Where even your backup comes, or I'm sorry, Breland, not Brooks, and you're thinking like they might not be the best DB, but like they're all pretty serviceable. So they've done an amazing job with their drafting strategy for sure.
Breland's not a name I ever want to hear again.
Well, he was okay for us. Like I said, he wasn't the greatest. He was serviceable.
He came to Minnesota on a 1-year deal and was ranked the last cornerback of all cornerbacks last year.
Clark, this is going to be really random. Do you remember that super tall receiver or DB that had like 1 good year and then he just was on the team for like 2 more years and he just absolutely sucked ass? It was like a Rutgers DB.
Do you have the name? Because I'm terrible at names, dude.
No, I was asking. I'm sorry, this is bad radio. I was hoping
you're not quizzing. You're not quizzing Clark. You're just.
It's not in the
you're
agenda, Brian.
asking.
I don't know.
All right, well, I'll look it up. We'll have it on next week's pod. But no, honestly, since that guy's been around, we've done very well at the drafting. But I would say real quick, Trent, you said you were going to hop off here. Who's your top 5 in the NFL right now?
Top 5 in the NFL right now. Should I start at 5 and go to 1?
Sure.
Number 5, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
They can put up points. Their losses were when Tua wasn't healthy. Tua's healthy now. I mean, they gave up a bunch of points to the Bears this weekend, but their defense is supposed to be decent. I mean, the Bears are scoring a lot of points, but Dolphins at number 5. And let's see, number 4, I'm going to go with the Bills because Allen's hurt, right?
Yeah.
Dropping them to 4 just because of that.
I don't know if we know how serious it is.
That's why I don't have them at 2. If it's serious, that's probably not good. Like we talked about earlier, Case Keenum's going to be their backup. I know Case Keenum's the man. I mean, he almost got the Vikings to the Super Bowl with Zimmer hindering him. You know, it happens. So they're number 4. Number 3, I have the Vikings. Again, their only loss is going to be to my number 1 team here. The Vikings keep finding ways to win. They haven't done that in the past. Winning these 1-score games, like I said, they're only winning by 1 score. Well, it's the NFL. Just freaking win. Number 2, the Chiefs.
Al Davis.
Yeah, just win, baby. Number 2 is the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs. They only won by 3 last night to the Titans. I mean, one-dimensional Titans. But like you guys said, you still felt like the game was in control. And then number 1, the Eagles. They're undefeated. They're looking really good. I mean, their defense is solid right now. Jalen Hurts is playing good. So, and they're only a team that beat the Vikings right now. So they're the Eagles number 1.
I think the only thing I would change is if Allen is healthy, you move them from 4 to 2 and you just move Chiefs, Vikings.
Correct.
Now.
Yeah. Nope. That's my thinking 100%.
Yep.
I think
go ahead.
I think I would replace Miami with Dallas.
So what's your rankings, Ryan? So you're gonna go Dallas 5.
Dallas would be 5th. It really all revolves around Josh Allen. If Josh Allen's not healthy, then I probably don't even have them top 5, to be honest. So let's just assume Josh Allen is going to be okay to play. 5 Cowboys, 4 Vikings, 3 Bills, 2 Chiefs, 1 Eagles.
I like it.
What you got, Bryant?
Honestly, I agree with Trent. Like I'll the exact same lineup. The only thing I would change is healthy Josh Allen, and I have no arguments either with taking Miami out because even when Tua has been, which Tua are you getting still? I mean that injury. I know he's looked past it now, but that's still pretty scary that it could be, that he could change week to week. So I'll you could throw in Cowboys in there. That's fine, but. I think the consensus right now is even though some big games have been blown out, some games have been close, the Eagles are clear number 1.
I was really hoping you were like, I'm Homer Bryant, 1 through 5, Chiefs.
Trent, Miami, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're the 8th worst defense when it comes to points allowed.
Yeah, I mean they gave up a crap load of points against the Bears.
I don't think their defense is. They can score, but I don't think their defense worth.
They've also been without Xavier Rhodes for 6 out of all the games, so 6 out of 9 games, and he's their shutdown cornerback. I mean,
no, he's not.
And they just brought in Bradley Chubb.
It's not. You have to have a different Xavier than Xavier Rhodes.
Miami cornerback. Let me look it up.
Xavier Howard.
There you go.
There it is. Thank you.
That dude's a stud too.
So yeah, maybe they'll be better with that. But the fact of the matter is, they're allowing the eighth most points in the NFL. Their defense hasn't been good so far.
Fact
But
of the matter is they're still winning ball games.
they can definitely score if they, if it's got to be a race, then with points, then yeah, that's fine. But
So no one would consider throwing in the Ravens, who are about to seal this victory 27-13. No one's throwing the Ravens in there. No one's seriously throwing the Jets in there. Giants are 6-2 as well, or they could just kind of all fallen off, or they're still a step below.
top 10 easily.
Yeah, I think the Giants are easily beatable though.
Yeah.
I think the Jets defense they look awesome. I just don't know what they're going to do to score points if they have to.
They don't have Brees Hall. Might as well put him at 32.
Yeah. I would still have them top 10, but top 5, just not knowing what their offense can do, I can't do that.
I'm looking at like their ugly losses, and right now for me, I think the Jets have an ugly loss to like New England, Baltimore. They've got an ugly loss here. They're lost terrible. They've lost to Miami, Buffalo, and the Giants. The Giants have lost to the Cowboys. Like, not terrible. Like, they have some of the better losses. Their 3 losses. But, like, the Cowboys, their first loss was to week 1 Tampa Bay. So, it's hard to judge off that. And then, I don't know. I think I'm still going with the Cowboys up there at number 5. So,
solid. Well, Trent, I appreciate it. I know you needed to hop off here, but I appreciate you run through your quick top 5 here.
Well, I want to hear Clark's and Joey's.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Cowboys, Bills, Vikings, Chiefs, Eagles.
Okay.
I got, man.
Falcons.
That's against the spread. They're number 1.
All birds.
God, yeah. Yep.
All birds. Falcons,
There's that too.
Ravens, Eagles, Cardinals,
Seahawks.
In that order.
Man. Sorry, I don't mean to keep you waiting. All right, so I'm going to go Cowboys at 5. Bills at 4. Eagles at 3. I don't like my list already. So I want to put the Niners in there.
Yeah, we don't either.
Probably because the Eagles are at 3.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to put the Dolphins at 1 and the Chiefs at 2.
How do you put the Dolphins at 1?
They're undefeated with Tua starting and finishing a game. If he does that offense is just as good as the Chiefs, and I'm going to go there all day.
I think their offense is better than the Chiefs if Tua is playing. So, I mean, I can't.
And then you got Bradley Chubb and
that's a big if.
Xavier Howard,
Josh Allen here. So,
yeah. So yeah, I like Miami. I really like Miami, man.
What is their rank on being your favorite NFL team? Falcons 1, Chiefs 2, Dolphins 3.
I only have 1.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want me to go back.
I'm trying to make sense of why the Dolphins are number 1.
I noticed the Vikings.
Undefeated
I get your reasons.
I noticed the Vikings were not in your top 5.
They weren't?
Cowboys, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs.
No, I know
Dolphins.
it was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay.
They were not supposed to.
Yeah.
If we had a studio and we were all in one place, I'd slap you right now, Joey.
Do you trust the Vikings to go very far in the playoffs at all?
The Super Bowl, is that far in the playoffs?
Okay, all right. Well,
and I will say that your statistic on Tua is skewed. It's just they're only undefeated when he starts and finishes a game. So 2 of their losses, he did play in those games.
That's what
he did play in those games, Joey.
I said start and stop.
Yeah, Joey's. I heard that. I took note.
Okay.
Sorry, I take that back. I won't slap you. I'm on your side here, Joey.
Thank you. No, the Vikings would be a 5B for me. I really think Dallas with Dak back And as long as they don't keep playing fucking Zeke, I think they're better than the Vikings just because of the Dallas defense. That's all I got. If they do keep playing Zeke, there's no reason why the Vikings aren't better, especially with TJ Hawkinson now. So ask me again in 2 weeks, and it'll probably be different with those two at least.
Too bad we're going to ask you next week.
That's fine.
This, like I said earlier, this next month will show us who the Vikings really are. We've got Buffalo. I don't know the exact schedule, but Dallas, Jets, New England. So that's
I just
not
had it
easy.
up. It is Buffalo, Dallas, New England, Jets.
Yeah,
Also,
if we can go
I do.
if we can go 2-2 on that stretch, I think that's a big win for sure.
Yep.
You're
I
gonna get
can
your playoff
say-
test here.
I do want to say the Jets draft was fucking amazing. They went from like no one picked all to they have a shutdown all world fucking corner, a rookie of the year candidate in offense that just got hurt. And I mean, Zach Wilson just doesn't have to. I mean, Wilson can fucking Dilfer his way to a playoff at least. So,
Yep.
and also for our
And
listeners
Josh Allen
in the
injury.
zone, right? Exactly. In the zone.studio, check out their power rankings. They aren't drinking and just being so they actually have legit comments on all these things.
I'm not drinking. I'm on call. Mine are correct.
Neither have I.
I said not being stupid.
I'm not being stupid. Mine are correct.
Joey's blaming not taking the Vikings in his top 5 on drinking. Got it.
So yeah, if he weren't drinking, he would know that they're in the top 5.
Tomorrow he's gonna
Coors
wake
Light
up.
pints.
Tomorrow he's going to wake up going, did I really say Miami at 1?
Did I really leave the Vikings out of the top 5? God,
Ugh.
I gotta quit drinking.
Emergency pod on the top 5.
Nope.
I don't know. I as much as I have the Vikings in the top 5, they barely beat the Commanders, only by 3. So
They had Heineke.
yeah, true.
I think Washington
I-
is better with Heineke than with Wentz.
I
I
agree.
agree. Yep.
So I did notice this during the game. Heineke threw a pick. It was that pick to
Smith.
Smith, yeah, and like Heineke's over there looking at the tablet after that, watching it, and then like Wentz is right behind him, like coaching him up. And I'm just like, if I was Heineke, I'd turn around and tell him to shut the hell up.
Yeah,
Look at me.
that's
I'm the
Super Bowl
quarterback
champion
now.
Carson Wentz to you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, Super Bowl champion Nick Foles. How about that?
Big Dick Nick.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's NFL talk. Anybody want to go to the movie minute?
All right,
all
Rick,
do,
up
but you,
next is
right?
the movie minute.
I'm letting y'all take it away here because I'm gonna go to bed just in case I get called in the middle of the night. So
Sounds
All
good,
right.
dude.
Peace
peace
out,
out.
Trent.
I'll see y'all Wednesday with perfect picks in hand.
Go Dolphins.
All righty. Yeah, I wrote down the only thing I know that's still going, series wise that we were following was Andor. Is Lord of the Rings still going?
No.
Yep.
It
Okay,
finished
so
before
Andor
House
is-
of the Dragon.
So Andor is the only thing then left, huh? Clark, have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah, I'm up to date.
I am too. I can't tell you what the hell's going on.
Dude, Cassian's in prison, man. That's what's going on. And he's finding
Yeah,
out
and I mean
that,
the one
they're setting up the Great Escape right now because this prison is just kind of going into some turmoil. You can tell things are getting uneasy. You had these people in here who were kind of leading the shifts, and they're like, hey, keep your head down. You just get through your shift. You get through all your shifts, and you get free. Well, there's some chaos that kind of ensues one shift change, and they're finding out, hey, something happened on this other floor on this shift. Something happened. Nobody knows. Like, oh, they're all dead. This entire shift is dead. What happened? Nobody knows. And they had this old guy in their crew, and he kind of goes down, has a massive stroke, and he's getting medical help. And they're like, this medical doctor's, here seeing to the old guy, and they're like, hey, we heard something happened up here. And it's like, what happened? And come to find out that there had been somebody on another floor finished out his shifts, his prison sentence, and all of a sudden he showed up on a different floor, and word got out, so they just killed everybody. So things are uneasy. They're playing it dumb right now, and then you just know that they're going to kind of get serious about busting out of this prison. So that's what I see going on.
Yeah, the end of this episode, it is setting up for something big, which is great. I will say one thing about Andor: it's super high quality production. That's awesome. I've had a hard time keeping up. It's pretty slow. It is quite slow. A lot of scenes of a dude just sitting there eating cereal.
I disagree.
I don't know.
I'm not with you there.
That's fine.
Are you staring at your own bowl of cereal whenever you're watching? Is that what it is?
I don't know, but I really have had a hard time keeping up with it. It's like I said, high production, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot going on. The episodes are 50 minutes long. The first 10 minutes are great. The last 10 minutes are great. And everything in between the last 3 episodes, I've been like, I don't know what happened during that time.
I haven't watched this one yet, but I would say there's Disney either knocks it out of the park, or it's just a lot of like that where you're hoping like, I hope the last 10 minutes pick up. Otherwise, I just wasted a fucking hour watching the show. Because they're just not very slow pace. It's taken what could be a long movie 4 hours and trying to spread it for 10 hours for a season's worth.
Yeah, like for me, you had Obi-Wan, you had Mandalorian, even Boba Fett, with the exception of a couple of the episodes. It seemed like there's always something going on to really move the plot. For me, I feel like we've been in this prison for 3 episodes now. I don't know. I'm just I'm going to keep watching it. We're close to the end of the season, and it's building up something big, but midway through the episodes, I'm just like, can we stop with the cereal eating and move the plot a little bit?
Must be his brain food or something.
Him and his Italian mother.
They eating like some spaghetti, space spaghetti or some shit?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Except it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars, so instead of like spaghetti, it's called spaghetti or something. He's gonna change one letter, just enough.
Yeah, they enjoy it while they listen to the jizz.
Yeah. God damn, that jizz really makes me feel good right now. Yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah, I think we got 3 episodes left now, I think, this season.
I think so. I think you're correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Enough time for me to get caught back up.
Yeah, I would love for one of you guys to watch and see what your opinions are. It might just be me. I'm finding the older I get, the harder it is for me to concentrate. I don't know why.
You're just one of those TikTok generation ADHD.
I'm not.
Can't watch.
I don't even have TikTok on my phone, and I always tell my wife TikTok is awful, like just stupid. So I'm not. I'm really not.
Well, I'm super young, and I've been watching Unsolved Mysteries lately.
What about Murder?
Little Murder She Wrote too there for you before you go to bed with some warm milk.
Netflix actually has new episodes of Unsolved Mysteries on there. They're pretty fucking good if you actually want to watch them. Yeah,
I hear there's some good reruns of MASH.
So I tried to with my brother when we were on the road roofing, and now none of my fucking internet or anything works. So God, I love fucking Texas.
Is that what the "Are You Effing Kidding Me" was about earlier?
Yeah, I was just trying to watch the post game on ESPN and nothing works. So wonderful. It's gonna be a fun fucking week. But no, I have been watching something. What the fuck have I been watching? It doesn't matter, I guess. So
sounds good.
Netflix has new episodes of Big Mouth and Unsolved Mysteries. There's a couple other. There's a Guillermo del Toro series on there. It's a 12 thing. The courtesies of the Cabinet of
Mysteries.
Cabinet of Mysteries. Thank you. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. I mean, since I missed the last couple weeks, I think last week you guys talked about Halloween stuff. Did you
Mhm.
watch Barbarian, Joey?
No, I saw the first season. I haven't watched it.
No. Barbarian's
Wait.
a movie. It's a horror movie.
Oh nope, never even heard
Watch
of it.
Barbarian.
Okay. So
It is.
what?
It's interesting. It's on HBO Max. It is interesting.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Interesting, huh?
It's interesting. That's all I'll say. Just watch it. It's
Okay.
not a part. It's not a terribly long movie. I don't remember. I don't believe it was, but I want you to watch it.
Okay. So I also wanted to bring this up to you, and we haven't been on a podcast together for a while, but Shudder has 101 scariest movie moments of all time, and the countdown is amazing. They went through and
Okay.
actually licensed every clip that they picked so that they have the copyrights to it and can actually show the entire clip instead of just stills. Oh man, if you're looking for something to watch on a Saturday afternoon while the kid sleeps and you and Beck are just chilling, yeah.
Me and the
would
kid
be
will
awesome.
watch them.
That's why. Well, I mean, I won't remember it anyway.
No, I'm kidding.
So,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
Yeah.
she won't remember it, so she can't be traumatized. You're fine. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
never know when the first impression is going to happen, though, Joey. That's the
3.
first thing might be Poltergeist or Exorcist or some shit.
Yeah.
They'll
Well,
end up
all
like
right.
me, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah. We're kind of running out of time here, so quickly, we're a couple weeks into Modern Warfare 2, guys. What's your thoughts?
Clark, you want to go first?
It's fast paced, yet slower than the last. The graphics are great. I love the graphics, but there's still a lot of bugs that need fixed. The bugs are annoying the shit out of me. Like, I'm getting tired of them real quick. So,
Like not being able to see your classes between each match.
yeah. So if you join somebody else's game, you can never look at your weapon customization. Usually your objectives, your daily objectives. I usually play at night, so I think it's around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. that it changes days. And when it does that, I never see the new ones. It's always the old ones. I actually yesterday I got on after being up late the night before, so I had seen the new ones, or I did the new ones, even though I didn't know what they were. They just happened to be completed. And then the next day, it was still showing me the old ones from the day before. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. But
So a few positive things. One thing I have is when you have those achievements that you're going for. One good thing that I've noticed is if you're going for a goal like that, and I hope they can kind of institute that into more than what you're going to be doing. But it will come up on your screen like if it's like 3 point blank kills, you get them. It'll count down like at the top. It'll say object or goal 1 of 3 point blank kills, and I'll let you know when you get it. Same thing with when you're unlocking camos and stuff, or the gold camos. It'll pop up. It'll just be a quick trophy, so you know that you got it, and then you can move on with whatever else you're going. So, other than that, it's taken me 2 weeks as a casual gamer, but figuring out how to do the camos and where to look for it, that has really helped me out. I would say with now understanding where to look, how to go about it. I mean, the UI is still terrible. The menu is just navigation is terrible on it. But now that I've spent about 20, 30 hours playing it, it's a little easier. But it's still like God, it should be so much easier. Like, and someone else pointed out, there's no barracks. You can't see what you've got the most kills with, how long you've played, what your kill death, what your winning percentage is. It's really weird that you can't look at any of your information right now.
yeah,
I'm sure hopefully that'll come along with season 1. I hope.
I feel like the actual matches and gameplay have been great. Like, I've very much enjoyed the actual matches, but yeah, all the between match stuff, like just the in-game menu, like between matches, just totally being frozen up. You can't ever do crap. And then there's no barracks or statistics for whenever you do want to look at that stuff. It's lacking in those aspects.
The one good / bad thing is it'll load you into a game super early so that you're not like it used to be. Like on Vanguard, I'd be loading in and there'd be 10 kills already in the match. But there is
That was always me.
Yeah, there's so little time when you have an Xbox Series X or S that it's literally going. You hear the helicopter flying in. You wait about 5 seconds, then it goes. Okay, now you have 30 seconds to your match. It's like I was trying to fucking like look at a camo or switch something up between matches, and you're trying to load me into a game so fast, and I don't know if that's because it's the size of the map and stuff. But I mean, it's frustrating because it's just like I have to either back out of the whole lobby and do everything and burn a token if I'm doing double XP, or you know what I'm saying, or I'm just in a match again, you know. But one good thing is the old Modern Warfare 2 map. I think on Embassy and a few others, there's people, I don't know if you want to call it jailbreaking or hacking or whatever, but like the building on your, I guess if you're looking at the hospital and going left, that's high rise from Modern Warfare 2 with the helicopter in the middle and stuff. So it sounds like that embassy is going to be in Warzone 2. And if then people that have been going outside of the maps, it loads the whole. There's like a huge chunk of the Warzone map that this is on, and you can see high rise, and it sounds like Terminal and a few other of the maps that they've actually already at least started to see parts of from multiplayer.
Yeah, they're
Thank
gonna
you,
release
hackers.
they're gonna release an MW2 premium package next year since they're not releasing another full-fledged COD. I think that's gonna have like favorites like Terminal and High Rise and stuff on it.
They only made $800 million the first 3 days. They got to make sure they have a little bit more income coming in next year.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I have to say too. What you guys said, the play is very solid. It's one of the best feeling ones in a while now. But man, that UI is just freaking awful, just terrible. Which is funny because Vanguard and the last Modern Warfare seemed easy. This just is not very user friendly. So hopefully they make some changes season 1.
It shouldn't take you 20 to 30 hours of playing the game to finally understand it. You should be able to, level 2, I unlock this, and then this, and then this, which there's good and bads. I love having the same camo so I can match up guns, right away because I grinded 1 super hard,
Yeah. So we are about out of time. Anybody got anything super important before we leave?
Nope.
I feel like Bryant would be further along in his understanding if he wasn't grinding gold on the Pila this whole time.
Pila, I am also going for gold on my riot shield now too. I've seen too many of them, and I'm getting to be the douchebag I used to be back in the original one with the riot shield. You sit there and they shoot, and then they're like, "Well, I'm going to reload because he's just sitting there." And then right when they reload, you throwing knife him super quick. Oh, I'm loving life right now, man.
Such a terrible person.
Yeah, well, people are doing it
so
too,
awesome.
They brought out the old meme.
I love it, Bryant. I love it.
All right, so like I said, we're about out of time here. Tune in Wednesday for our Road to 272. Tune in Thursday for the college football pod. And like I said, next Monday, Dylan will be joining us to talk about his vision for In the Zone. Check out all that stuff. Follow them on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Spread the word about how awesome we are and how awesome we're going to even become even more. Joey, socials. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, at Instagram and Twitter, on Instagram and Twitter at Heartland Pulse, and just search us on Facebook, Pulse of the Heartland. That is it. We'll be on the major platforms tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate you guys.